later age, you start going back. Oh, when I was 5, I had these horrific meltdowns and would not go into these big department stores. Well, now I know why. And then pushing forward as an adult, well, you know, I think I can lead a fulfilling and productive life without going into these big noisy stores. But maybe I'll figure out that this accommodation and earplugs is enough. Or if it's open 24 hours a day, maybe I can go at night, 3 in the morning, whatever works. But now you're working, instead of working against and making oneself a poor imitation of a non-autistic person, now the autistic person can make themselves as the best autistic person they can be.
And even as a lifelong autistic, I was diagnosed as early as possible in the 80s as you could be. It's liberating to know that I'm autistic and to be able to say I'm autistic. When I was 8 years old, why do I wear my Superman shirt? This is how I explained my autism. Because I had sensory issues like Superman. I had issues like Superman when he was first learning about his powers. That's how I explained it until somebody at 9 said, Bill, you have something called, at the time, Asperger's, now high-functioning autism. You have this thing called high-functioning autism, Bill, and hear what it is for you. And it empowered me. And it has empowered me across 42 years of my life. Just like my cerebral palsy, just like my, I did not speak until I was 3, 4, 5 years old and did 18 years of speech therapy. It's why I can do sign language. It's liberating even for those of us who knew from the beginning.
And that's really where it's at. Knowledge is power. Early diagnosis, especially with what we know now, is so important. But that said, it's never too late for a valid diagnosis. I know people in their 70s who've been diagnosed.
I know a guy in his 90s who was diagnosed.
And if they accept or recognize that diagnosis, now they can reframe what happened and they can go forward and plan for how life is as an autistic person. So you were talking about Superman. Why am I Batman? You close with that.
Yes. Okay, so Stephen is Batman, and then I'll let you ask you a question in a second. Stephen is Batman because we did several autism conferences together. This man would be standing next to me and somebody would be talking to me and they're like, Bill, what does Stephen think? Where did Stephen go? I know Batman from the comics. He does this to Commissioner Gordon. He disappears. Stephen would do this. Literally, I would turn around and go, Stephen, what do you think? Oh, he did it again, Batman. He did this to me in Kiev, Ukraine, in a restaurant, where somebody was asking me, oh, is that Stephen Shore? And I turned around, yes, that's Stephen. But what's your question, Daniela?
So my question is, there's so much need to address these challenges with the medical field. Does the committee have any plans to introduce the research, or have you already, to medical professionals, healthcare providers, mental health providers?
We are already. Our further studies and possible future studies come from this list. Really it does. And what our community council talks about. This list took us the years that we had for the study to compile. And we were amazed by this because our community council actually had 1 or 2 assumptions that were proven wrong by this.
There's a lifetime of research involved here.
There's 3 lifetimes of research involved here.
At least. We could put together an entire army of doctoral students at a big university, and they still wouldn't be finished with this.
Right.
So we're just making our small contribution to developing greater understanding for autistic individuals today and for a better tomorrow.
Say good night, Steve.
Good night, Mrs. Calabash, wherever you
So thank you so much for your wonderful talk, and we had a very healthy discussion as well. You have mentioned about a couple of points like participatory research, challenges faced by autistic individuals, and you discussed about the community councils, enhancing engagements like which comprises of 4 C's like competency, communication, compensation, considerations, and you discussed about priority setting methods, limitations, and finally discussed about the decision making process consists of 3 steps. So really you have given a wonderful thoughts, and we hope that you have to bring many more research like this for the beneficial of the target people. So thank you so much, Dr. Stephen.
Our honor.
So I request all participants to stay back in the same venue because the valedictory function is going to start in another couple of minutes. Thank you.
Thank you.